Good evening. You're watching the 6:30 p.m. Prime News. Thanks for staying glued on My Media Prime Television. Following the recent agreement of the Cameroonian government with the African Development Bank on a 106 billion franc CFA loan to complete the tarring of the long overdue Bamenda Ring Road that cuts across 6 of the 7 divisions of the Northwest regions, the population of the region has reacted. On correspondent Mike Charles Kibwa.
The Ring Road project with the African Development Bank loans Cameroon FCFA 106 billion for works to commence has whipped up enthusiasm from the project, while many in the region look forward to experience a boom.
The pertinent issues that concern this region, it will boom the economy because people have been crying all the roads are bad. You cannot even cover a mile without a part being destroyed on your car. It will boom the economy, and I want to encourage.
There are others who are more concerned about the construction work effectively reach completion.
If the head of state has put in place this budget through the World Bank, let us respect, we need honest people. Because as local authorities in the main, we are on the grassroots. We want people who manage the reality. I want to personally also warn the contractors and those who are part of the presenting that should realize the project. So we will not accept no nonsense in the region now. This is the time that the population of the region, they want to see, they want to hear.
The loan agreement, a hope for the Northwest region's depressed economy, as inhabitants observe all they need is a perfect job.
My wish and hope is that this project should come to realization so that it can link the 5 divisions in the Northwest region that the Ring Road is passing through.
To see that they tarry, because when we don't develop our own part of the continent for our generation, and we think more of our stomach, it will create a lot of problems.
Now that this budget has been approved, we should make sure that those who are to manage the project should do it genuinely.
It should be noted, the past 3 decades, the people of the Northwest had been hearing of the Ring Road project for construction works to start, but had never come to pass. Now, with the multiplied challenge of Anglophone crisis, hope this time around works start and starts effectively and gets to fruition.
2 ladies have lost their lives with 18 severely injured following a deadly road accident which occurred Monday afternoon in Bagante West region of the country. The incident involved a 70-seater bus belonging to a transport agency. Reports say the bus left Yaoundé and was heading to Nkongsamba in the Mungo Division littoral region. The casualties are currently receiving treatment. Nora Kakebi recounts.
The West region of Cameroon is making yet another headline, recording more fatal road accidents. A 62-seater bus from the Charter Express agency was involved in a ghastly road accident along the Tonga-Bangante stretch of road yesterday, June 21, in which 2 persons have been confirmed dead. The bus from the Charter Transport Agency was on its way to Bafang after leaving Yaoundé and collided with a 70-seater bus while trying to dodge away from another oncoming car. According to the senior divisional officer from Day Division, 2 persons have been confirmed dead, while 18 others are in critical condition and under intensive care in the hospital. He added that many of the other passengers who sustained minor injuries are equally receiving treatment. Still among the accident victims is a toddler whose family is still to be traced. It should be recalled that just recently the West region of Cameroon has recorded a series of deadly accidents, and the population is desperately calling on both the authorities and daily road users to be committed to road safety measures.
Inhabitants of Njikwa, Momo Division, West Region, Northwest Region of Cameroon are voicing anguish over the poor state of roads in their community. Roads in Njikwa over the past years have posted a challenge on the population, as traveling from Bamenda to Njikwa is described by many as a nightmare. The road users are forced to spend long hours on the road, with others left with no option than to push the vehicles through the muddy roads. And the inhabitants of Njikwa are calling on authorities, especially their representatives, to look into the issue, as bad roads coupled with the socio-political crisis make life difficult for them. Some Christians of Presbyterian Church in Nitop Bamenda have staged protest against the transfer of their pastor recently. The Christians marched to the office of the moderator's representative in Azare, being pleased with the latest appointments. Dolly Ngonde took keen interest into the story and now reports.
Following the recent transfers and appointments in the Presbyterian Church in Cameroon, some Christians of the PC Nitop 1, Bamenda 2 subdivision Mezam, have risen in protest against the transfer of their pastor, Reverend Ashako Grace, by the moderator of the PCC, Reverend Funky Samuel Foba. The Christians took to the streets early this past Sunday morning as they marched towards the office of the moderator's representative in Aziri. While carrying peace plants and placards, they chanted in the pidgin language. Others, on their part, sang and murmured quotes: induction for morning time, transfer for evening. Talking to one of the Christians who didn't want to be named, it was disclosed that the actual reason for the joint protest stemmed from the fact that their pastor had just been inducted and instituted into office 3 weeks ago after serving at the congregation for barely 11 months, an act they have called unjust.
All the Christians are angry for the fact that they are newly inducted pastors and transferred.
Meanwhile, many online users have encouraged the Christians to focus more on God and not on His servants.
The upsurge in prices of food stocks in Cameroonian markets recently, as announced by Cameroon National Institute of Statistics, leaves Cameroonians, especially Bonamusari market vendors, perplexed. Garis Bomotongina gives an insight of the situation.
Le panier de la ménagère au Cameroun expérimente une flambée de prix de jour en jour, partant de la tomate pour les condiments verts, suivi du poisson, puis du piment, et à présent même les commerçants de tubercules et de légumes tels que le coq plaignent leur secteur d'activité. Je vends le coq. Le manioc est cher. Pour acheter, c'est 10 000. Et on vend à 1500, 1000 francs et 500. La boîte de coq, c'est 100 francs. Donc je vends comme ça pour que le marché puisse passer un peu. Le marché est dur.
Avant, c'était 15 000, 14 000, 15 000. Actuellement, c'est 22 000. Les petits sacs qu'on payait avant, 5 000, maintenant, c'est 9 000.
En ce qui concerne les cultivateurs, ils en appellent à la subvention de l'État.
L'État ne veut pas subventionner les petits Camerounais pour entrer au champ cultivé. Ça peut que le peu de Camerounais qui cultivent le manioc, c'est ça, et les consommateurs sont déjà beaucoup. C'est ça qui fait que le prix de manioc flambe au marché. Donc le manioc, le macabo, le plantain, c'est trop cher et nous, comme ça, on ne s'en sort pas. Tout est devenu cher. C'est ça qui fait que les choses soient chères. Mais si l'État pouvait nous donner, pouvait nous aider quelque part, c'est que nous, on n'allait pas envier un ministère qui est assis à Yaoundé ou bien un directeur de société. Nous, on regarde l'État, on attend les subventions à l'État.
Compte tenu de la récente parution dans la presse camerounaise concernant une proche possibilité de pénurie de riz de la part des importateurs, il est plus que temps que quelque chose soit fait en ce qui concerne l'alimentation au Cameroun.
Minister of Public Health, Dr. Manauda Malachi, together with Minister of Communication, Rene Emmanuel Sadi, have announced a second phase of vaccination campaign against the deadly COVID-19 virus throughout the national territory. The announcement, which was made during a recent press release, stipulates that the campaign shall run from 7th to 11th of July. More details on the following report. If the coronavirus vaccination curve has been declining for some time, Cameroonian authorities fear the occurrence of a third wave. Details of the intensification of the coronavirus vaccination campaign across the national territory announced recently by Public Health Minister Manauda Malachi states that the vaccination campaign shall begin from 7th to 11th July, meant for everyone aged 18 and above. He added that the vaccination will be carried out in health facilities or by mobilized teams within communities, including door-to-door, public spaces such as markets, areas of worship, businesses, and public administrations. The decision taken by Public Health Minister is in line with recommendations made by Senate President Marcel Nyat-Jifenji in his opening speech for the parliamentary session of June 2021 at the Upper House of Assembly, inviting the government to intensify and multiply communication operations in order to overcome the virus. Worthy of note is the fact that updated data on the evolution of the pandemic across the country as of June 11, 2021 indicates more than 80,000 confirmed cases, 77,305 cases of recovery, 1,310 death cases, and 1,475 active cases in the country. On our health page, we are focusing on sickle cell anemia disease, a life-threatening health disorder affecting more than 100 million persons worldwide, with most being unaware. Our health reporter, Bokengo Nkemia-Worthy, drills us on this.
Sickle cell anemia is a group of disorder that causes the red blood cells to become misshapen, stick together and block blood flow, as well as oxygen from reaching all parts of the body as needed.
Sickle cell, first of all, to start with, is a disease condition that affects a particular group of persons with particular genotype status. The genotype are the genetic characteristics of individuals.
Worldwide, there exists an estimated 20 to 25 million sufferers of the sickle cell anemia disease, with 6 to 9 million of these cases being infants born in Africa yearly. Like every warrior, the reasons for their plight include triggers such as
deficiency, is dehydration. When the patient undergoes dehydration, when they have dehydration, that's low blood levels. There is deficiency, when there is deficiency in oxygen, that's when they undergo excessive exercises. When they have excessive exercises, when they have, when there is change of temperature.
With the aim to stop the sickle cell stigma, discrimination, as well as shine light on the disease in a bid to reduce the estimated 100 people who lose their lives yearly to sickle cell anemia, sufferers and caregivers are encouraged to
eat poultry leaf, boiled egg, liver, soya beans, lots of cucumber, beetroots, carrots, watermelon.
For every sickle cell warrior across the globe, courage, strength, love, and determination are your daily passcodes for longer, happier, and healthier life.
Out of the country, several French soldiers have been injured in central Mali following a car bomb attack by Islamist militants. Eileen Sama has details on this and top stories on the African continent.
Health authorities in Zambia have expressed concern over the rise in COVID-19 related deaths as the country battles a third wave of the disease. Dr. Kennedy Malama, Permanent Health Secretary, on Monday noted a reduced capacity in mortuaries, saying the number of daily COVID-19 fatalities in Zambia was unprecedented. Dr. Kennedy described the third wave of COVID in the country as devastating, with 47 deaths having been recorded over the previous day, and in just 3 weeks of the wave, 407 deaths. Note should be taken here that the surge in infections has coincided with campaigns for 12 August general election, while the country has so far recorded 129,033 cases of COVID-19 and 1,691 related deaths. In Ethiopia, voting continues in some parts of the country for day 2 after challenges in some areas. While ballot counting has started in most areas, Ethiopia's National Electoral Board chairperson, Betukan Mideksa, says some constituencies and polling stations encountered problems including shortages of ballot materials and unjustified interventions by local officials. The authorities extended the voting by 3 hours across the country on Monday due to logistical challenges. Irrespective of the stumbling blocks, Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed praised the election as a historic day and the nation's first free and fair election through a tweet. It should be recalled, the elections came amid rising ethnic tensions and conflict in Tigray's northern region. While in Mali, scores of French soldiers have reportedly been injured in an attack on a base in central Mali. The soldiers who are part of Operation Bakhan were injured in Kaiguru district in Gosi, following a car bomb used in the attack. No one has claimed responsibility over the attack, but it comes weeks after French President Emmanuel Macron warned that France would withdraw troops from Mali if political instability in the country results to greater Islamist radicalization. France has 5,100 troops in the Sahel region, which has been a front line in the war against Islamist militancy. The incident follows a second coup in 9 months in the country.
Flipping onto our sport page, Guzang youths residing in the United States of America have celebrated their first cultural week in grand style with a football match and cultural display. They used the occasion to reaffirm their commitment in developing their community despite the current unrest in the Northwest region. Henry Wana has details.
These are the young, vibrant youth from the Guzang community in the northeast region of Cameroon, currently residing in the US of A, and whose developmental project back home has been put to a halt as a result of the ongoing socio-political crisis rocking the northwest and the southwest regions. In a bid to fight the stress from the ongoing senseless war which continues to ravage many lives and the perpetual daily bad news from home propagated on the social media, there is no doubt the King Sport could be the best therapy. It explains why this elite from the one-time bustling commercial center in the heart of Batibo subdivision in the northeast region decided to come together and remind themselves of their ancestral roots since they are far away from home. In their beautiful traditional regalia, admired by all, to their exquisite traditional dance steps, the sons and daughters from this great nation called Cameroon have merely sent across the message of solidarity and love to their peers from other communities in the diaspora, which is worth emulating. Meanwhile, the grand soccer finale, which was presided by Dr. Christopher Fomuyo, an elite from Guzang, challenged his brothers and sisters to stop at nothing in ensuring their great vision for the fatherland is achieved. A fundraising gala which was patronized by dignitaries from neighboring Guzang village like Asham, Bessie, and Batibo crowned the first edition of the Guzang Youth Cultural Week with the hope of meeting again next month for the greater Mogamo Community Cultural and Sporting Week, still in the US of A.
And still on sport, CAF has today, June 22nd, in a press release made public the dates of the 2021-2022 interclub session and the list of countries that will register 2 sporting disciplines. More details on the calendar of the said season with Quentin Etapé.
Le calendrier interclub de la CAF est connu. Le premier tour préliminaire aller est prévu du 10 au 12 septembre et le retour du 17 au 19 du même mois. Le deuxième tour préliminaire aller et retour est programmé du 26 novembre au 5 décembre 2021. Les phases de groupe vont débuter du 11 au 3 avril 2022. Les quarts de finale aller et retour se disputeront les 15, 17, 22, 24 avril de la même année. Les demi-finales se joueront du 6 au 15 mai 2022. Les finales sont attendues du 22 au 29 mai 2022. Les 12 associations nationales les mieux positionnées au classement de la Confédération africaine du football seront autorisées à inscrire 2 clubs à la Ligue des champions Total Énergie de la CAF 2021-2022 et la Coupe de la Confédération de la même saison. Parmi ces pays, il s'agit notamment de l'Afrique du Sud, de l'Algérie, de l'Angola, la RDC, l'Égypte, la Guinée, le Maroc, le Nigeria, le Soudan, la Tanzanie, la Tunisie et la Zambie. Un rappel, créée dans la période de 1964 à 1965, la Coupe des clubs champions africains change d'appellation entre 1964 et 1996 pour devenir la Ligue des champions de la CAF. Chaque année, ce tournoi continental regroupe 52 clubs de football professionnels.
We have come to the end of today's edition of the news. Thanks for watching. Kum Leonard and his panelists will be yours in a few minutes for Prime Hour. Stay blessed.